Hi, darlings. It's time to re-intro a deck. We have been losing, but we've been tuning, we've been improving, and it's time to start winning. This is an Alchemy brew. For any of you who don't know the new format, Alchemy, what that means is Alchemy is standard with two differences. One, they patch, buff, nerf, adjust cards if they're over or underpowered. Two, there are some Alchemy-specific cards. Like, for instance, Electrostatic Blast. It deals 2 damage to any target, and when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, exile the top 3 cards, and you can play one of those until end of turn. This is just whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery. I could cast Electrostatic Blast 6 turns later, then play an instant or sorcery, and this trigger would go off. So there's some Alchemy-only cards, but it's mostly standard. And I was super inspired to build some sort of ridiculous red list, thanks to this 3-mana red sweeper. Conductive Current deals 3 damage to each creature. There's more text. I'm not going to read it, because I tried running this in the main deck of a brew that's similar to something that we've done before, and it just was not really working. I felt a desire for more instant speed things as opposed to a sorcery speed sweeper. So we've been fiddling around with it, and we've built one of the favorite styles of all time for me, a Big Red Burn list. How does it work? We have cards like Seize the Spoils that discards, draws, makes treasures. This discards, draws, makes 2 treasures. And then we use cards like Dual Strike to duplicate that effect. Galvanic Iteration to duplicate that effect. And thanks to all these duplication effects, we can go huge and draw lots of cards and make lots of treasures. Now that we're trying to get a little bit more instant speed type stuff in there, we're running things like Abrades, Brittle Blast, which is another one of these Alchemy cards that just deals with things that are 4 or 5 toughness, of which there's a pretty large amount in the format. What do we do with all these treasures, with all this mana that we've built? We cast Crackle with Power for X equals 4. That's a total of 14 mana. Crackle with Power deals 5 times 4 damage to each of up to 4 targets, aka 20 damage to the face. We also run Magma Opus because it's hilarious. So, we've been tuning this. We've been playing exclusively in Best of 1 to try to get a sense of, is the main deck good enough? Is this enough for us to start working on a sideboard? We've been playing for about an hour. This is if you're watching on YouTube, we've just started playing. But if you've been watching live, we've been kind of getting our ass kicked for a while. Because we've been getting our ass kicked for a little bit of time, we're very excited to have retuned the list for perfection. For perfection. Anagram says, I know you're doing red, but after this, do you want to try making a Finn the Fangbear / Echoing Equation deck? Echoing Equation is the one where everything becomes a Finn the Fangbear, if I recall correctly. Deep Fried Swedish Fish says, isn't there an Alchemy card that makes everything in your hand cost 1 less? Might synergize well with Crackle. I mean, it would make it go from like a 14 cost to a 13 cost. I would get more excited about the cards that cost 2 that now cost 1. But what is that card? Oops. This, please. So one of the reasons why we are interested in Magma Opus is that it's an incredibly strong high end that can also contribute with this idea of generating tokens and ramping out of control. So we see Lunarch Veteran, we see these Azorius colors. We would more than likely expect that our opponent is doing something along the lines of an Azorius Party type list. So, it is revealed. Dual Cast now can no longer be exiled to do good stuff. You hate to see it. Oh, we also see black mana. Okay. Perfect. Love Shatterskull Smashing. Love that for me. Things are starting off slow, and we like when things are slow. We like taking it slow. Hey, Surrender. Happy nearly 5 yearly. Nearly 5 yearly. Oh, it's a damn Pyre of Heroes. Okay, well, we are 1,000 million trillion % going to be destroying this artifact. Pyre of Heroes is one of the key cards in these cleric lists. You sack a creature, you find a creature that has the same type and costs 1 more, smash it onto the battlefield. 'Tis a pain. We're 1 mana off hard casting Magma Opus. Voice of the Blessed. We can also just crackle with power the Voice of the Blessed without much issue. I said we can just crackle with power. Okay. Doing, doing. These are getting bigger. They're getting more obnoxious over time. Don't like that for us. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's a good one. So, let's go ahead and... Let's see, we're gonna go to here. So, we certainly want a Magma Opus. The question is, do I want to go 1 and 3 and kill this? And am willing to let this... I think that that's actually correct. We tap both the white sources. Because if both the white sources are tapped, it's very hard for our opponent. Oh, that's a good draw. It's very hard for our opponent to, like, do anything with these Lunarch Veterans. This is whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. I can crackle with power, the Voice of the Blessed, and we'll actually be okay. However, now that I have Dual Strike and Seize the Spoils, and I can cast both of them next turn, I can cast this for 4, this for 3. Well, that's... Well, that's truly, truly terrible news. What's better for us here? I think that this is the better play. I think this is the better play. Alright, we get the same combo again. Cool. Soup Herb. This lets us... Great. Really great. It's actually one of the best possible outcomes for us. Because our opponent is going to get to do some huge stuff. Sure, they're going to get to do huge stuff. Stuff's going to happen. Stuff. Sure. Linvala really, really shits on us here. That would be quite bad. That would be quite bad. But this is fine. Our deck is singing. And we still have enough for Brittle Blast. This is why I, when reconstructing this, got rid of sorceries and put in more instants. Luminous Phantasm. Excuse me, Luminous Phantom. Wow, I thought this was Phantasm. I've thought it for a very long time. Lucas Muratore. So 17 months have been 70 since I got my job in esports. Can't believe how long it's been. Thanks for all the good times. Hell yes, Lucas Muratore. I forgot where you work. Maybe you actually didn't share where you work. Maybe you did, and I forgot, and maybe I'm the baddie. Alright, here we go. Dual strike. I'm going to Unexpected Windfall. Probably to seize the spoils. I think we're going to have enough card draw coming up. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Fantastic. So now we can actually, like, kind of take a moment and see. This is 4, 5, 6. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 6 is 15. How much do we actually need to shoot for a billion? This gets a little tricky. It's fine. Oh, this is actually not fine. You know, this, I don't give a shit. This is fine. Oh no, you're gonna get the thing that's a 3/3. Oh. I was actually not expecting my opponent to get that at all. That surprises me that my opponent would do that. That, like, really surprises me. Galvanic Iteration is quite good here. So I can, like, get Galvanic Iteration Crackle with power. Because I have 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I have 17 total. Luke's Mortori says, I think I did, but it was literally 17 months ago. It's not your fault. Luke's Mortori, whereabouts do you work in the esports space? Because I gotta be honest, man, that is a tough-ass space to work inside of. Alright. Crackle with power now costs 4, and if X equals 4, 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 16. Cool. Let's not forget we run 4 down to the Bugbears. I'm going to hold on to the dual strike. So I think I'm going to go Electrostatic Blast on the smaller one, because this is going to get exiled, right? That's good. Oh, Esports Engine. Oh, I did know that. I did know that. It's not the best outcome. You know, it's... Oh, I played... Ooh, I'm fucking awful. That's fine. These are some of the lower value cards that I own. Kiwi says, I am esports. So I can't shoot this because it'll just immediately get sacrificed. Oh my god, Chef. Chefy poo. Goodness, Chef, my. How are you? Howdy doody, how do you do? Chef says, hey Sean, how are you doing? Can I shout out to my friend Lim? Always watches your channel? Yeah. What up, Lim? Oh, this is activate only as sorcery? Today I learned. This is not actually the biggest deal. We cast the Brittle Blast. Both these get exiles. It's doing great. Just got off work. Want to say hi. Glad to hear you're doing well, man. I'm great. I am great. I feel like I recently rediscovered a very old part of my brain. I feel like so obviously I do a lot of things that require focus. Such as going live and chatting to you beauty babies while brewing the best decks the internet has seen. I do things that require a lot of focus, but I feel like when I was younger, I had a sort of, I unconsciously was able to get in the zone, like, at will. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but if I really needed to dial in and focus, I felt like I was able to do that. But it's like I didn't understand why that was happening or what was going on in my brain. I didn't even think. I just would, like, get in there. The last few years, I've had a really hard time getting into the zone. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. All right, let's pass it along. Down to the Bugbear is going to be good. So I felt like sometimes if I was live for long enough, maybe after, say, 2 hours, I would start to feel like that focus was there, and I felt like I was able to sort of move on. But some days I felt like I could never quite get there, you know, and in a weird way, I felt like I was at the whims of fate, whether or not I would actually be able to substantively get in the zone. So we just enter the Bugbear and swing in. Yeah. And I've been thinking a lot about, like, what has been the struggle for me to do what I feel like I know I want to do it. Why can't I just frickin' do it? By the way, this is an ideal time to just crack some of these treasures and just puncture in for some damage. And I recently feel like I finally am getting there. I finally feel as though I'm able to, if I need to, kind of summon it up. Which feels so good. And it makes me think of this, I am Aura. I'm, like, really great at doing stuff. Alright, so I'm just going to Brittle Blast this. I know that I have the opportunity to not crack any of this, but I would prefer to spend 100% of my mana. Den of the Bugbearing. Den of the Bugbearing down. We actually might have a lethal swing here, because this needs to be 15, so this is X equals 3, 6, 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. Yeah, we actually lethal. My god, we've won a game. It feels good to mark the W's. So it reminds me of this thing that actually a therapist that I attended long ago talked about these sort of 4 levels of competency. Starts with unconscious incompetence. I suck at something and I don't even know what's happening. I'm almost unaware of it. Second level is conscious incompetence. I am aware that I am not good at this thing. Like with this deck building, I am aware that I keep losing in the early game. If we're talking about emotionally, it's like I am aware that when I sit down to try to work on something in my spare time, something I really care about, I'm having a hard time just getting my brain to feel like it's kicking into gear. Third level is conscious competence, which is like, okay, to get into the zone, I'm going to do these 5 things in this order, and that will get my mindset right. And the final one is unconscious competence, where if I want to get in the zone, it just happens and I'm not even aware of it. What my therapist was explaining to me is that sometimes what can wind up occurring is that you get into this state. I think to give myself the most options, I'm going to dual strike like this. I feel like she said that sometimes you get into this state where you are good at something, and and when I say good, I don't mean necessarily skillful, but I mean maybe you're able to focus when there's lots of loud noise going on. Maybe if someone is sharing some personal issues with you, you're able to really relate to it. And there's these emotional skills that you have that you might be unconsciously competent at it. You might get like, it feels good. If someone's talking about their problems, I know what to say. Or maybe if I'm in an intense situation, I feel comfortable giving that speech in front of people or whatever it might be. This is actually perfect. Dies, goes into exile. And what can wind up occurring in those situations, my therapist explained, is that suddenly something that you used to do unconsciously without thinking and do it well, if you start to do poorly at it, it can be incredibly emotionally disruptive. It can feel like, my gosh, I used to be able to, say, focus during final exams, and that was one of my strongest aspects, and now I have a hard time even being able to think when that sort of stuff is occurring. And it's freaking me out. That it can not just feel like there is something that you're weak at, it can feel like something that you used to be good at that was maybe even part of your identity, where people go, oh my gosh, Shawnee's so good at doing his test. You suddenly can't do anymore, and it's very hard to get back on track again. And so, Chef, the reason I'm feeling so good is that I felt like there's this focus issue. I mean, generally I'm pretty good at focusing, but there were times when I would just be like, oh my god, I just can't get into this headspace. And what I was sort of saying to myself was, I bet you I'm burnt out. I bet you I'm burnt out. I bet you that's a big part of it. And I think that some of that was part of it, but let me tell you, I took 3 weeks off streaming, and by the end I was like, I literally feel rested and really great. And I'm not feeling my brain kick into gear the way I want it to, man. Do I suck at shit? Is that the issue? That I'm a sucker? So we have a number of options here, and I think that the play that I want to do is relatively simple. I think that I'm going to just dual strike like this, and I'm going to dual strike like this. Because then we can have like a really big turn coming up. I'm likely going to be abrading something. And so I actually had some really... I credit my wife, who is divine and perfect in all ways. Oh, when this creature dies or is put into exile... Hell no, dude. High is at 6? Sure. A lot of really great and productive conversations with my wife about this issue. Because I was just like, oh my god, honey, I feel fucking terrible. I'm so shitty at things. Ugh. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dual strike. Dual strike, copy the dual strike. Dual strike, copy the dual strike, copy the dual strike, and Reckless Impulse. Let's draw 6 cards and make 6 treasures, shall we? Doink, doink, doink. Ba-dum. Ba-dum. What do you know? And, you know, it was really hard for me to sort of, like, make it more conscious and get back into it. So I'm feeling really positive and good and wholesome about the year. Like, I can fucking crush it, bro.
Let me help.
Oh. Okay. So that's my story. You like my story? If you didn't, what are you doing here? I wish this guy would shut the fuck up and shoot things for X equals a big number. I sure can't stand day 9. Shatterskull Smashing is actually a terrific draw here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other alternative is we Magma Opus and go shoot, shoot, shoot. I think I like that a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass to the upkeep step. This is before this Planeswalker is able to pop off with the emblem. And we're going to go ahead, and we're going to deal damage to this, this, and this. Submitting those. We're going to tap the 2 white sources of mana that our friend has. And what is a completely reasonable option for crew to do is to go tap-tap on the Shattered Sanctums. Sack the Field of Ruin. Never mind, none of this is going to happen at any point. Dan Can Do TV says, I wandered in here accidentally. I meant to turn left to the demoralizing Twitch channel, not this positive and uplifting stuff. I know. I can't apologize enough. Maybe I can be a little bit more like a toxic streamer. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Dan Can Do TV. Allow me to quote one of my dear friends, Artosis. Why don't you take your thoughts, write them down in your diary, and set it on fire? Oops, I meant to shoot her. Fine, we'll just do it again another turn. Talk about a smart Tosis. It's Bugbear time. Can't believe he would do that.
Oh, that's gonna cost you.
Alright, since Kai is the only threat that's here, and nothing was played last turn, I'm assuming there's no threats here. Alright. I think we're getting there. We need to get a very, very big Crackle. Cursebound Watch. Electrostatic Blast feels so damn awkward. Ugh. Yeah, get it. Look at that, spending a whole blood on the snow. Yeah, I love that. I love that a lot. Alright. So I shoot this, exiles 3 things. Hopefully we get a copy spell. You know, I think it's probably right for me to shoot this and tap this and this. I would rather cast it like this. Yeah, dude, that electrostatic thing is so awkward, man. Summon from the Witch's Spellbook. How many more cards do we have? 23? Oh, we're doing great. Might just win with this bad boy. Well, we just lost an Abrade. Oh, that's not an artifact. Okay. Sure, that's fine by us. Fine by us. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Very close. Alright, I think we got it. This particular Orzhov list, I feel very, very comfortable winning against with this list. Because it's just so slow and grindy, and then we just deal 20 very abruptly. Okay. My opponent will go to 17. I guess 16. Then they gain, and then the turn starts, and then they gain. What I do is I say X equals 4. Deal 20 damage. Ta-da! Yeah. Yeah, I mean it seems to be doing good stuff. Seems to be doing good stuff here. All right. Oh my god, I just saw over here in my newsfeed stuff about Raised by Wolves Season 2. Raised by Wolves Season 1 was pretty sick, if I may admit. Alright, that's good enough for me. Shakes 2-9 versus Day 9. Ah, yeah. Alright, sure. Selesnya party time? Uh-oh, maybe it's Bant party time. Dude, Bant's in a pants could be pretty dangerous. Bo1 says, can we try a deck with a 3-3 Haste Lightning Bolt guy? That might be pretty sweet, Valrun. I actually think a instant speed burn list would be fantastic with that. What? Oh, shit. I think... Oh, you have to exile. Oh, my god. Oh. Sees the spoils, discarding, sees the spoils. Uh-oh. Has anyone seen Raised by Wolves? I remember watching Raised by Wolves and thinking it was pretty sweet. Get out of here. I only watched 3 episodes of it, but I remember watching it and being like, holy crap, this is awesome. I'll wait to see what Shakes 2-9 does this turn, because ideally I Unexpected Windfall to guarantee the casting of this Angel of Unity. Okay, so this is a Cleric, Shapeshifter, Cleric Rouge. Sure, the next one. This one throws a party. Maybe I actually do pitch Crackle with Power when I Unexpected Windfall here. Yeah, go ahead, show me what you got. So this is this a Shapeshifter? This is a Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, Wizard. Alright. Full party, makes a thing fly. We do this. We Crackle with Power, put that one away. And thus giving a little bow to our opponent, let them know that we know, that I know, that they know that we have it. Down to the Bugbear is actually a pretty legitimate draw. I mean, it's like a post-board sweepy utility card. Doesn't that just feel good? Feels correct. I wasn't expecting to cast it so soon, but... I mean... Sometimes you just gotta cast it. I'm playing this because we'll have 8 mana total next turn. Go ahead and pick this off. This is any number of shapeshifters become 4/4s, and I don't want that. I think Down to the Bugbear is so good. DOTB. Patrick Mende always making me chuckle. Well, I was literally raised by wolves. Does that count? This is going to do nothing next turn. Leave this on the ground. Nice. Squad Commander's a bit of an issue. Have an issue? Grab a tissue. It's close. Yep. Good. What happens when we press view printed card? Yeah, this is the card sans modification, so if I look at this, even in the graveyard, is getting these qualities. But if we view the printed card, it's normally a 3/3. So, due to Magma Opus being awesome, we'll shoot this and this like that. We will tap these cards, making it harder for our opponent to cast anything. Okay. I see what I did wrong. I see what I did wrong. I see what I did wrong. And you know what? If we lose because of it, I want you to know I know that I deserve that. I know that I do. See, now this looks like this crazy calculated move, because this guy now has to block this one, right? Otherwise, they lose. Shakes 2-9, like they don't even know. In fact, I should have done 4 to the face. Then I would have had lethal. All right, hey, we're marking some W's. Marking some good old W's. God, my cat is sleeping in this box right now, and it is great. All right, as we hop into this next game, I have a very essential question I want to ask you. Very essential question. What game is consuming all of your time lately? Now, if you're doing a distribution of games, just say, I don't have a game that's doing that for me. Is there, like, a game that is currently consuming your life right now? Because we were playing Project Zomboid, and, God, who was it? Was it Quinlow? Someone said that they had played 80 hours a week in the last 3 weeks. It's like all they did. Oh, we got some great answers. Patrick Metis says Genshin Impact. That is a game that I've seen so little of. Not because I have any strong opinion either way. I just incidentally have seen very little of it. This is a Magma Opus turn 3 Unexpected Windfall kind of run out here. Shambling gas. What else? Keely McGee says Hades, of course. Hades, absolutely spectacular game. Right away we see the pieces that are common in a lot of base blacklists, Orzhov lists. Maybe some weird Golgari type stuff like I like to do. Reckless Impulse is a brilliant draw here. I love seeing this one. Maybe we can even cast this next turn. See, and coming back to Velrun's comment about this versus the deal 2 damage one, this gives me the flexibility to have some planning and some choices and some leeway. Hades is one of those great ones. Somebody says, They Are Billions. That's one I haven't heard of in a little bit of time. I haven't heard of that one in a little bit of time. They Are Billions is one of the few games that, like, when I got done streaming it, I ate dinner, then I kept playing it, and I, like, brought Brit in. I was like, Brit, you gotta play this game. And she, like, played for, like, 15 minutes, then a zombie destroyed all her shit, and she's like, holy shit, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, isn't it awesome? Leonu says Bitburner. Now, hold on. I don't know a damn thing about Bitburner. They Are Billions is, like, really good. Actually, just the survival mode of They Are Billions is really good. The campaign is quite bad, I would say. Past Summoning? That's an interesting one to see. Very well. Unexpected Windfall is a pretty good card. What is Bitburner? I don't even know what Bitburner is. Can someone explain to me? And at me, say at day 9. Here's what Bitburner is. Just too much information flowing into my brain right now. Dude, look at Lord Uthred and me doing our own thing. Oh, Bitburner's the programming hacking game. Right. Oh, of course. Yeah. I know exactly what we're talking about. I know what we're talking about. Think I chuck the Stormcarved Coast. Good stuff. Resolve, please. I think this was an okay outcome. Can start to deal some damage with some of our 4/4s. Not going to be much in the way. McIntyre has been playing surprisingly good Guardians of the Galaxy game. Oh yeah, that one kind of came out of nowhere. I saw that Guardians of the Galaxy was coming up, and I was like, I'm definitely not going to cover that game. Because why would it be good? Marvel's Avengers certainly tanked. Spider-Man, that sort of pierced through the movies turned into the game dregs, turned into something quite excellent. Very good outcomes. So my opponent spent a whole card, an expensive card, to bring back that creature. So I'm actually just going to not permit any of that nonsense. Looks like my opponent's desperate to perhaps get to a... what's the big one called? Mascot Exhibition. Whew. Has Death Touch, so I'm just going to clear it out of the way. Continue chipping away at this health total. Next turn we have Lethal with the Crackle of Power. And also Unexpected Windfall based upon what's happening. Let's see, what are some other games people are obsessed with? Oh my god, dude. Old school RuneScape. I've never played old school RuneScape. I mean, I've seen it, and that game literally looks like the pre-prototype version of The Sims 2. Maybe even The Sims 1. Pilo by Dolphins has been playing 12 plus hours a day of old school RuneScape in the past few weeks, dude. Jinko said been playing it's been playing through the Room series. Oh yeah, the room games are terrific. Sorry, excuse me. God, that feels satisfying. Hello. Noita even has Twitch chat voting integration. I bounced off Noita pretty hard. Because it felt like a whole bunch of really cool systems that allowed for and created a whole bunch of really cool possibilities. And then it felt like the designers kind of stepped back and were like, all right, well, then whatever happens, happens. This means that crazy cool things are possible. Really boring, absolutely nothing's going on, things are possible. And I had a hard time feeling guided. I think this is an okay enough hand. Brittle Blast is like a really nuts good card. I'm going to hold on to the Shatterskull Smashing because it might actually be played on turn 3. Paladin 9, he kind of knows this neck of the woods. Okay. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for the next creature to get played. I'm going to wait for the next creature to get played here. So Lunarch Veteran, perfect. This is actually okay to do now. I wanted as many creatures on there as possible because Brittle Blast embrittles everything. And now, these things... These babies go straight to exile. And my opponent has also demonstrated that they don't really have extra land, so... Okay, that one does suck a bit, huh? This is probably what's gonna get gone. Alright, well, I think that this is the play. We just dual strike in a foretelling fashion. We're probably going to take some pain here for a few turns. This getting got was a bit much. Ay, 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 ay. Righteous Valkyrie is rough. Great. Yeah, I mean, I really kind of needed these things to get out of here. Like an Unexpected Windfall away the Galvanic Iteration. Actually, I'll probably just get rid of the Crackle with power. I don't think we're going to win this with a huge Crackle. Not anytime soon, at least. I really need to get more mana, get more card advantage, focus on that over giant explosion. And Galvanic Iteration is very, very good card advantage. It's actually so funny. Oh! 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 Oh, as if I didn't love how I drew enough already. Clerical Life's Bond. Dude, burn down the house. Galvanic Iteration, Unexpected Windfall. Oh. Perfect. It's perfect. Gain life. Perfect. Gain life. Put it on there. Put it on there. Look at this. Well, we're burning down the house next turn. That's all there is to it. We're going to burn down the house next turn. You know it, I know it, we all know it. Land is just a superb draw. This list is fun, because you, like, descend down to a small number of cards, and then you, like, copy and explode forth. Ooh, Inquisitor Captain's a good one. If you have 40 trillion billion cards in your deck that are creatures... Ooh. Have the disco this, that's fine. Bada bada. Bada bada. I'm doing this now. Before it has the chance to gain any life. Okay, so I'm going to cast Galvanic Iteration first. Electrostatic Blast will open, open, open. And we get to play one. So we're going to Brittle Blast. Are we? The thing is this, whenever Aura, Skyclave, Hierophant, or another cleric you control dies, return target cleric with lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we could seize the spoils to discard and draw 2. And then 2 again. And then we'd still have enough for burn down the house. So my opponent would get 2 back. I think it's better to just Brittle Blast, actually. So I target this one first, then the copy occurs, meaning I target Aura first, killing it. And then targeting this second, killing this. I'm going to do this for the sake of mana efficiency. Magma Opus. What a kind and generous draw. Dude, this thick, wet cloth sound is so good. Ninmuffin says, if I time it right, I can get 69 months on Valentine's Day. How do we make this happen? Hold on, let me investigate. Valentine's Day, it's on a Monday. Ninmuffin. Okay, I'll be doing mostly walking then. The Love and Romance edition. Okay? Like, dude, it's gonna be fantastic. Dude. Dude. I think Demi-kun decided to demi-close the whole fucking client. right. Alright, looks like Demi Kunt go on. Lucas Motor says, can you all do a dating sim for Valentine's Day? Maybe we do Katie Powers Matchmaker, huh? You click the blood in your deck and it splashes? I like making a mess. I can't tell if that's blood or like flower petals. I mean, it looks like it's rose petals. Good little roses here. Luster says, with Brittle Blast, the order doesn't matter. Yeah, technically it applies to all creatures with each one, but, you know. Just too much of a power gamer. I always do the things that don't matter in a way that would matter in some situations, because as you have seen, when I go into autopilot, we make things wrong. Barcode says, I believe that's called Assault F4. Oh, yeah. Alright, sure, it's my turn again. Or maybe Damien could just maybe had to use the restroom. I'll take out the Black Manus, because either... I'm going to have that mana. It's going to be gone. Are they going to need to draw it? I haven't drawn a thing. Oh yeah, this is so good, dude. I just like open up Discord. I'm like talking to my friends. I'm like, yo, dude, how's your Thursday going? Ooh, Fearful Skill. Asks me something. Fearful Skill. It says, Dan, do you have any plans to play any more Project Zomboid in the future? I would not say that I have firm plans to do as such yet. They're not firm, but I liked the game enough that there's two things that I want to do. One, I would like to play more. I would like to play more. Oh. Because first of all, I would like to play more. I would like to play more. Another thing, there is enough depth and richness that is way deep in the game that what I want to do is I want to watch some more videos to sort of see what are things that I could want. Like, I probably was a little too tepid around some types of situations and way too over-aggressive in other types of situations. But I think that, like, in terms of what is the specific time, I want to start playing more Magic this month. Why? Because I did a lot of Age of Empires in November, December. So I sort of like want to just kind of get back into the Magic swing of things. Also, there's some games coming out, God of War. I want to play Inscription, want to do that. And February is jam-packed with the new Magic the Gathering set release, which is huge for me. Horizon Forbidden West, Total War Warhammer 3. There's like 6 games with Dying Light 2. Yeah. I think I needed to shoot this now. Yeah. So I'm not entirely sure where Project Zomboid will fit in, but I mean, people loved watching it way more. Like, the response was way better than what I anticipated. All right. So why am I doing it in this order? Because this thing says do a bunch of stuff, put one of them onto the battlefield, and shuffle the other into your library. I want to shoot both of these before a Hierophant can come out. Before something that can do useful interactions can come out. I want to do it. I want to preempt it, because I don't actually get the opportunity to do that otherwise. Afghan says, can I recommend the YouTuber Nurse? She makes really nice, high-quality, short-form Project Zomboid videos. Oh my god, that's exactly what I'm looking for. That's perfect. Wildcards says, I'll be honest, I had to avoid the channel while you were playing AoE. Just not my cup of tea. Yeah. You know, I actually am slightly concerned about the longevity of Age of Empires 4, ignoring things like balance. Specifically because the 8 civilizations in the game, they feel asymmetrical. They feel asymmetrical enough that they play differently. But they don't feel asymmetric enough that you can do anything except leverage the asymmetry. So what do I mean by this? I mean, for instance, Holy Roman Empire. No! Holy Roman Empire has a landmark that allows them to triple the gold rate for relics. So you better focus your gameplay around relics. And if you don't, it's such a benefit that if you said, I'm going to play a Holy Roman Empire style and I'm going to ignore the relics, like, that would be insane. Or like when Delhi was able to capture these sacred sites in the Dark Age. That was different than the other factions. But if you were doing anything except, like, you would be crazy not to do that. Now, I'll separate this from something like StarCraft. StarCraft, it's not that Zerg has a slightly different siege tank that functions a little bit different than Terran. Zerg is so asymmetrically different than Terran, which is so asymmetrically different than Protoss. There's lots of different grooves of where you can fit in. There's lots of different styles and strategies and possibilities, and it's not clear what one asymmetric advantage you should focus on. It's not clear what that is. So I actually kind of feel like, in the long term with Age of Empires 4, either you need to go down the Age of Empires 2 route, where you have, like, 50 civilizations. So there's tons of piecewise, like, matchup differences. And I mean, a lot of the top players in Age of Empires 2 play random for this reason. Or it should go down more of a StarCraft route and kind of more heavily leverage asymmetric gameplay. I think. Lester says, that sounds a lot like AoE4's fundamental problem is that the civs are currently set up in such a way that they don't enable different styles of play with a single civ, regardless of who you are playing against. I want to focus less on the negative statement and more on the positive statement. Or I should say, not on the negation, but on the assertion. I think you can do different styles with the different civilizations, but I think that whatever style you do must leverage the asymmetry, which makes it feel limiting. It's not that there's one style. It's that your style needs to be centered around something. You know, it would be like if in... It would be as though in StarCraft, you picked one unit, and that one unit needs to be 95% of the units that you make. It needs to be. Man, we've been on a tear. And there's a number of just small things with Age of Empires. There's a number of small things with Age of Empires that also still irk me. The selection boxes are rough. I might actually just cast this. Selection boxes are rough. The unit combat and pathing leads to a real one-dimensional feel. I want to play this for sure. See, told you. Ah, okay. A lot of thoughts going through my head at the moment. Yeah. So, I mean... Perfect. Yeah, there were enough small, tiny things that just irked me. Absolutely irked me. I no longer feel like I'm going to be using the Cursebound, or going to be using this. I actually quite like the collection of cards that we have. I think. Is that true? Get rid of the most pricey one. Everything else now has the embrittledness. Ian Marmsey says, do you feel successful in your ladder climb in AoE 4? Would you have liked/expected a higher rank for playing relatively regularly? I would say I was very happy with the games that I played and happy with the rate at which I improved. It didn't feel... It was fun. I enjoyed it. I was abruptly super slammed on time. Like, super crazy, ridiculously owned on the amount of free time that I had to actually play, because suddenly we were doing a bunch of Disturbance and Day 9 TV counts. And then we also had, like, DK30, and we were reviewing DK30 projects. We were playing Extreme Blob Escape, you know, and there's just a lot of stuff that... It invaded my time. I'm not going to swing with this, because my opponent is a black deck that is not playing creatures. Yeah, that's a removal spell, for sure. So I don't want to get in the way of my mana. Yeah, Illustro says, yep, that makes sense to use an AoE 2 comparison, being the Britons encourages but doesn't mandate using Elite Longbowmen, whereas AoE 4 mandates using that triple gold from Relic Landmark, which is more limiting player choice. Yeah, it's really interesting that sometimes, if you try to make something... I know what I want to do. Yeah, it's kind of funny where, like, if you said, this unit that this faction is creating, this unit gets 10% more health, or shoots 10% faster. Both you and your opponent are going to be aware of it, and if you don't leverage it, it's fine. but when it's too big, I am more than comfortable shooting this right now. Because again, we have the Electrostatic Blast, and I would like to be able to peel a land from Electrostatic Blast. Comfortably. Cool. Because again, we still really do want to try to peel a land a turn. Peel a land a turn. So, long and short is, I don't think I'm going to be playing any Age of Empires 4 soon. Still think it's a ton of fun. I had a ton of fun playing it. I thought it was really, really satisfying and enjoyable. A Blade. So, I'm going to Unexpected Windfall away. These seize the spoils. See what we get. Scribbles and Flapjack says, do you think it's more because the asymmetry is very economy-based in AoE4? What do you mean? Because you say, do you think it's more because the asymmetry is very economy-based? You can specify the it a little more. Only because I don't know where you're at in terms of chat delay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11 means we can shoot for 15. I think I actually had lethal last turn, but I like to think that I'm cool. Brittle Blast is disgustingly good. You mean, like, do you... Because you're saying it. Like, let me see if I can fill in the it blank. It seems like what you're saying is that the asymmetry between the factions is very economically focused, which is why it feels so constricting and limiting. Darkovian says, my counter-argument would be, using StarCraft as an example, if you're playing Zerg and you don't utilize your queens to inject larvae, you're at a heavy disadvantage. I think my problem with AoE4 is more that you're focused on your asymmetry to create exactly the same power of army as your opponent, so your asymmetry mechanics almost work as a disadvantage. So taking that, it would be false to claim that my argument is that if you ever need to do something in a game, that's bad. Everything should be an option. No, of course not. You need to make workers nonstop in StarCraft. You don't have a choice in that. You need to make the workers. You need to make units. There's no choice in that. You need to make buildings. You need to tech. You need to get relics. You need to take care of sacred sites, that sort of thing. What I mean to say instead is that if the only difference between you and me is that I have queens, and that's it, that's the only asymmetric difference, then what else do I leverage for an advantage outside of my one asymmetric thing? My argument is that there's so few asymmetries in Age of Empires 4 that unless you are doing your specific big asymmetric advantage for your faction, it feels incorrect. Unless you're doing that. And for that reason, it feels like there are not a lot of... I don't feel like I have as much room to express or do things different or things like this. That's my argument. It's a terrific hand. What is this? Is this a swamp? Oh my god. Looks ridiculous. Tight. And again, I do think that it is that there are so few alternative... Sanguine Brushstroke. Okay. There's too few asymmetries. If it was like a unit asymmetry that was like very pronounced, like let's imagine that my knights were double power. something like this. I mean, that's so good. Kind of got to use it, you know what I mean? We need to kill the blue artist. And you know what the motivation is for why they designed the factions that way? You know, it is less, it's sort of irrelevant to my point, which is that I just kind of hit this point where I'm like watching games and I'm feeling a sense of sameness that makes me go, all right, I guess that's that. He says, I think part of it is that AoE 4 is in a very early stage. I think SC2 back in the early days wasn't that diverse either in strategy. First of all, I think the first half of your point is that it's in an early stage. I think that's absolutely true. A lot of people thought, for instance, Delhi sucked in Age of Empires 2. And as time's gone on, people are starting to go, oh, wow. Shit's pretty good. Oh yeah, Black Cat, Zombie Cat. This is actually such a hilariously bizarre hand. Take that. Let's discard a Crackle with power, please. And, alright, blood token. Yeah! Hell yeah! Sanguine Brushstroke's actually going to deal quite a lot of damage to us. Our opponent basically has lethal. Not in the best shape, unless we can like Crackle for a billion really soon. And that's death, I think. Sanguine Brushstrokes and all these blood tokens. I have to duplicate this. Because this is 8 damage of blood tokens between the Sanguine Brushstrokes. And I think that, like, Allied Russian says, I also find it interesting that I've always found Age of Empires 2 a bit samey in its faction design. AoE 4 just feels more distinct.
Aren't I generous?
Let's see. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life. So I lose. Okay. Sanguine Brushstroke's a good card. Yeah, for, like, the fact is there's lots of things that will make a game feel samey that isn't strictly related to asymmetry. A game like chess, for instance, has symmetric factions outside of who goes first. And there's a lot of variety that occurs. And I'm bringing up the asymmetry because the lack of variety... Oops. The lack of variety is tied to those. I watch Delhi players rushing for sacred sites. I watch French rushing for sea dominance. You know, and I mean, in addition to that, yeah, this is a good enough hand. In addition to that, I do see a lot of just sort of samey compositions. I actually kind of feel like there's just not that much There's not that much variety in the game, being honest. Fucking blast to play. But, you know, I compare to Hearthstone, and I've used this example, even somewhat jokingly before. Use the example somewhat jokingly that, I loved Hearthstone, but I felt like I completed the multiplayer campaign. Right? Once I hit, like, 6,000 hours, I was like, alright, cool. That's good. It's good, I've done it. It feels good. It feels good to be done with the game now. You know? I think that actually captures pretty accurately how I feel about the experience. So next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. We'll go to 12. I think that that is more than acceptable enough. So I'm just going to seize the spoils again and keep trying to build up the greed. I'm probably going to get a Righteous Valkyrie, sure. Oh, whenever it enters... Oh, maybe I should have waited on the greed and just rushed out with stuff. It's alright, we have Magma Opus. We have a lot of those. Alright, your pal Sean has maked a mistakey. I didn't realize he's had lifelink. I was busy being a great big talky person. Truly, truly sucks to suck. And how do we do this now? Okay. I mean, this is about what I got. Lifelink, I didn't even know they had him. Copy. Not in terrible shape, but I really don't like the fact that that's 27 health. Like, I really don't like it. Now I'm in love and everything's amazing. It's good to find love again. It's good. Okay. I want to preserve as much of these as possible, so we're just going to go, yep. Deal damage to you and you. Submit to, and this will get tapped. Yeah, and I feel like with Age of Empires 4, I kind of hit this point after like 150 hours of playing where I felt like, alright, cool, I think I got it. Not as I'm the master of the game and there's nothing more to improve on. Or any of that sort of ridiculous claim. But just more like, oh, I sort of see where the fun is and where the fun isn't. Alright, this is good news. Sure. Six. Do X equals 5 here and shoot these two. Let's just smash in the face. Bonk. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they didn't realize Skyclave affects tokens. Alright, there's the Hierophant. We have a very good play in this position, where we Electrostatic Blast. We Brittle Blast, causing it to get exiled, which then allows us to exile 3 things. Looks like we're just going to be going for the land here, which is great. care that much about the value. Since I already have a ton between Dual Strike and Unexpected Windfall next turn and the Magma Opus, so it looks like we're doing it. So, Joseph, Sean, have you ever had split pea soup? Dude, I love motherfucking split pea soup. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. I used to, like, eat that shit on air all the fucking time, man. Oh my god, it's just god tier soup. I mean, seriously, that shit's incredible. I think we actually got it next turn. Oh, this is just singing. And on the idea of sameness, yeah, Magic definitely suffers from this. There's times when I'm like, dude, the meta didn't change with this set drop. Oh my god, it is so annoying. So I do something else in Magic, because there's enough formats, you know? And one thing that I haven't done in AoE 4 that I want to do is play some team games, man. That seems fun. Looks good to me, huh? DOTBB. Alright, we got a DOTBB from Spencer Adams 5000. Ooh, it's mono red dragons. Alright, so let's go ahead and Magma Opus. Seems good. I'll probably dual strike Electrostatic Blast. It seems... Town Razor Tyrant seems fine. Second. So now I'm going to exile 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. If my opponent plays another Town Razor Tyrant, totally fine. Alright. Take 8. Yeah, I think Burn Down the House is just so much better than Electrostatic, or, excuse me, Conductive Current, because there's so many 4 toughness things.
I hope you like your hors d'oeuvres extra crispy. You're lucky this is a warning shot.
Oh! Alright, let's do this. These lists do run removal, so if I Den of the Bugbear, we might just lose it. I actually think this is the play. I don't like that this is the play, but I think this is the play. Because this will be at 5, and then I can burn down the house. think this is fine. I think that this is fine. There's a Den of the Bugbear right there. An Electrostatic Blast would do well against that one.
Idea.
I think I should just hang on to Electrostatic Blast here. Killing two things here is quite nice. Our opponent doesn't appear to have much else. We're probably going to fall and take some damage to the Den of the Bugbear, which I think is inevitable at this point. But I don't think they have much else other than this Den of the Bugbear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. No reason to let it turn sideways. Take one. Opponent does have the look and feel of someone who is just going to be coming in with a Faceless Haven that has been rebalanced and feels so good right now. Let's go to combat first, and then let's do 3 and 1. Let's tap this and this. We're going to exile some stuff, but I mean, I didn't really see any other option. Oh. Four, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is this okay to just leave out? I think it is. I think it's okay. Four, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 8. Okay. I'm gonna hit it for 2. Really, hit it for twice its health. Let them know who the boss is, you know. Okay. God. Oh, it's gonna be so close. Oh. All right. Here we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to copy the spell. Very cool. Very cool. Very excellent. Winning at 1. This has been a good run of games. Can we just agree on that? That has been just so good. Yeah, dude, I like Reckless Impulse. Caleb Hart 42 says Crackle with Power the GOAT, 2,000 bits. Oh my god! You gave almost as many bits as we did damage to that fucking person, huh? Synergy. Okay. Enters tapped. Alright. Okay, so this is... Okay. So I'm 99% that we need to kill the Tajuru Paragon on this turn. And then we need to be very careful next turn when we Reckless Impulse, identifying what was exiled by what thing. Uh-oh, oh god, we're yawning. Whew, excuse me. I literally thought I just discussed killing you, my dude. I love taking the same turn twice in a row. Are you kidding me? It's like my favorite thing. Nice. Nice. 9. Yeah, we're probably going to win this via card advantage, less through a big spiky Crackle. Alright, I am going to Reckless Impulse here. I think this is a good opportunity to do this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we want to play the Riverglide Pathway. For blue. Well, maybe we should have waited for the Linvala, huh? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank you goodnessy. Don't play Linvala. Don't play Linvala. I'm the luckiest boy in the world. Be gone. By the way, this is the kind of deck where I think sideboarding in a Conductive Current would be really great. Oh, my goodness. What a treat to see you here, Linvala. Funny, we were just talking about you. So, I think that this is just an X equals 1. Shoot the lady. Alright, I just think we just take it out now. My god, just smacking someone who just didn't draw well at all. I mean, this is what I was made to do. Okay, so let's do this first. Discarding a mountain. We want as many Den of the Bugbears as we can. My god, the house, I was just talking about you. I have to be slightly careful because we can still lose. Linvala is just beastly. Ow. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and do this one. You ever start winning so hard in a game, you suddenly start to become unbelievably childish? Like, that's me right now. I'm just like... I'm like imagining myself shit-talking, like, right across the table from him. It's gonna be good. Oh, that's a pretty neat Plains. Wow, dude, I plan. I plan so well. I plan so well. Look at this. We want that Abrade. We don't have to discard that Abrade. I'm so smart. So smart holding on to that land. My god, it feels good to be this. Wile E. Coyote. Pure genius. I'll pass through. I'm going to take 2 damage here just to see what villain has. I have Linval. They got to wait a turn for it. God, our deck is so weird. Oh my god. I mean, this is a strange deck. Now, in Villain's defense, they did get stuck on land. And if someone's getting hosed by randomness, I want to bring an additional hose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really am not. I'm not interested in just letting that hose do its thing. No. I'm going to join it. Reroll this. Blue or black spells. Well, I guess it'll eventually get resolved by us. Oh, yeah. What do we even have here? Only good options? My god, I love being a constructed person. Can you believe that when we started this, we exclusively lost? That's all we ever did. That's all I ever did was lose. We were literally a loser. Ah! I really gotta shoot this right now, though, huh? Alright. I know what I want to do. Hold on for dual strike for another day. EasyBFT says, I am back for a second. If we've been winning, we have, Ed. We don't even need to upload the hour of losing. We don't need to upload that. Ay. Elite Spellbinders have been real smackers for us. Seize the spoils. Au revoir. Alright, it doesn't even matter, Skull. Voice of the Blessed. Alright. Eh. Very good. Sure. I would eventually like to work towards that Magma Opus. I would. We got, I think, one more game after this. It's a jerk. And I'm still gonna be able to cast my stuff. Like, I'll have 7 mana. Oh, I forgot to eat. I, like, didn't eat my lunch. I'm like not being a better gamer. I'm like not even understanding how to sustain this body. I'll take the pain. This is awesome. Everything's great. All I had to do was eat my microphone and eat some salad. It was great. Is that void lettuce? Yes, it's transparent, utter blackness. It's really good. Alright, alright. Alright, let's see what we got. Ow, ow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 11. I think probably Magma Opusing and keeping this up. Now, technically, I could have tapped these two, but obviously with a 4-4 here, this is in the way. This 1-3 here, we do have an Abrade. And next turn, we have another Magma Opus. So I think for this reason, this is an okay play. Still have Brittle Blast and Abrade that we can do stuff with as well. I overall like just sort of constricting our opponent on options for a wee bit. I think that's good. Because I want to keep all my treasures, because I want to do a huge Crackle. I'd like to Crackle for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we need 14. It's 13, 14 right there. Valkyrie prepare. That'll do it, huh? 1, 2. So if x equals 3, that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright, let's just casually shoot our opponent for 30 damage. Awesome. Really good. We have been on the W train. On the absolute W train, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Crackle for Power was like a meteor strike. I know. It's like a DIY Star of Extinction that can hit the face. I love it. Okie donkey. This is a good one to see. So we're going to go ahead and foretell some stuff. And I'm expecting the brittlest of blasts to follow up. A Reckless Stormseeker would be. Perfect. So this might look a little tepid, but I'm going to go ahead and shoot the Werewolf Pack Leader. I would have very much so anticipated that my opponent would have played a Reckless Stormseeker if they could have played a Reckless Stormseeker. So, given that I didn't see that, so we need to resolve, we need to decline this, huh? No. One of the real benefits of Dual Strike is that it is an instant speed spell. So we can then do things like this. Oh my god, I'm on full fucking control. Nice. Ah, fuck, man. Ah, get me out of this game. Ah, that fucking sucks ass. Alright, let's take more damage. Fuck. Alright, well, let's do it now, I guess. I didn't realize I was on full control. I assumed that I would just cast it and it would go off. Well, not full control, but this button thing here. Oh, God, just kill me. Alright, that's our last game. Ay, 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 ay.